Hi y'all, this is Debbie Arnold with Dining with Debbie, and I'm really pleased to be able to come today and share one of our favorite holiday traditions with you. It's an easy one and one that's sure to take some of the stress out of your holiday planning. Um, when I say Brussels sprouts, what do you think? Many people just turn up their noses at them, but my family happens to love them. Now, I'm not talking about Brussels sprouts that have been cooked to death, those that are mushy and all of that. That's not what I'm talking about at all. In fact, these don't require any cooking at all the way we're using them today. We're making a shaved Brussels sprout and cranberry and smoked almond salad. What's so nice about this is that you can prepare everything ahead of time and just put it together at the very last minute by just dressing the salad. You can even dress it ahead of time for a little bit and it'll be fun. It really will. And I promise you, everybody will just love this. There's never anything of it left at our house when I make it. And it's so versatile. You can vary the ingredients to some degree, whatever suits your family. I'm going to show you one of my favorite ways to make it today. We're going to start by making the dressing. And y'all, making a homemade dressing is so easy. We're going to start with 1/4 of a cup of lemon juice, and I like to use this lemon juice. It's frozen lemon juice. I keep it on hand all the time. I don't have to worry about having fresh lemons on hand, and I use it all the time. And then we use fresh orange juice and the zest of an orange. So after I zested it very finely, I just squeeze the juice out, and it's about 1/4 of a cup. If you don't have 1/4 of a cup, from one orange, you can add just a plain bit of orange juice from your refrigerator if you wanted to. All right, and after that, we're going to have 2 tablespoons of minced shallot. This is a shallot. It's much milder than an onion might be, and I encourage you to give it a try. It's got just a little bit of a purple tint to it, and it's very mild in taste. If you absolutely cannot find them, then you could use a green onion, the white part of a green onion if you wanted to. But I highly encourage you to give this a try. And then we added in about a clove of finely minced garlic. And after that, then 2 teaspoons to a tablespoon of, I used maple syrup. And I'm talking about not pancake syrup, I'm talking about pure maple syrup, by the way. And you could use honey, you could use cane syrup, you could use sorghum, but that's a really strong flavor. And I do use sorghum in this dressing sometimes if I'm making a roasted sweet potato salad, but I would not use it for the Brussels sprouts necessarily, but that's a personal preference. Whatever natural sweetener that you like. I don't suggest that you use corn syrup or just granulated sugar or anything like that. Maple syrup, honey, those are perfect for it. And also in here we have 6 tablespoons of vinegar. Now the vinegar that I used today was cranberry balsamic vinegar. You could use any kind of balsamic. I prefer either a white balsamic or the cranberry balsamic. This is kind of hard to find. So just plan on using the white balsamic if you want to. If you absolutely cannot find that, then use a white wine vinegar or a rice wine vinegar, okay? And either one of any of those would work. Okay, so we have in here our lemon juice, our orange zest, our garlic, our minced shallot, our sweetener, which it was maple syrup, our vinegar, and then I put in just a little bit of kosher salt and cracked black pepper. You can always add more later. I suggest starting with just a minimum amount, 1/4 teaspoon to a 1/2 teaspoon of salt and about 1/4 teaspoon or a good pinch of the black pepper. All right, once we have that, then we have in 1/3 of a cup of extra virgin olive oil. And you do want to use the extra virgin at this point because it has a lighter taste to it rather than using straight olive oil. And then after that, we're going to use about a tablespoon, let's say 2 teaspoons to a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Now Dijon is a much lighter tasting mustard. You wouldn't want to use a yellow mustard like you might want to use on your hot dogs for this. So use the Dijon, and you can find that in just any grocery store these days. This dressing is easily made up several days ahead of time. All right, I put it in a jar, and then when I get ready, I just shake it up like this, pop it in the refrigerator. When I get ready to use it, I set it out on the cabinet and just let it come to room temperature or till the oil has settled out and I can shake it really well. All right, there's our dressing. We're going to set that aside. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to prepare our Brussels sprouts. I take the easy way out. You could hand chop all your Brussels sprouts if you wanted to. I use the food processor. And yes, you can buy them already shaved in the grocery store. I'm not prone to do that because I don't know how long it's been since they were shaved, and I'm just kind of picky that way. But if you're on a time crunch and they look fine to you, then certainly use those that have already been shaved for you. And so I just pop them into my food processor and give it a good whirl. And then I've got them all ready for me. I'm only making about a half a recipe today since there's just the two of us at home right now. But I would typically use 1 pound to 2 pounds of Brussels sprouts depending upon how many I'm cooking for. You can certainly add to this to make the amount that you need. Just increase the volume of everything to feed the amount that you're going to want to feed. This will feed 6 to 8 people easily, and that's a generous helping of the salad. All right. We've got our Brussels sprouts. They were washed and cleaned, and I just looked over them really well to make sure that everything was good with them. I put them in my bowl, and it's waiting on the rest of the ingredients. At this point, I'm going to add in dried cranberries. We love dried cranberries at our house. If you don't like dried cranberries, you could use dried peaches. You could use dried apricots are wonderful in this salad. We just happen to like the dried cranberries, and at this time of the year, the holiday season, they're readily available, and so we like to use those. And what we have here is about a cup, and I'm going to add those in. And like I said, this can be prepared ahead of time, even a day ahead of time is fine. I would not prepare it too much ahead of time before, more than that, I guess, because it might have a tendency to start weeping on you a little bit. All right, we have our cranberries in there. We have our shaved Brussels sprouts in there. The next thing I'm going to add, and here again, if you're going to make this ahead of time on the nuts, because nuts have a tendency to get stale easily, I would wait and toss those in at the last minute. But if you're going to make it up in the morning and serve it that evening, go ahead and add them in. These are smoked almonds that I bought in the grocery store. They were already pre-smoked, and I just roughly chopped those up. I also like to use sugared walnuts, or pecans are wonderful, or just toasted walnuts or toasted pecans. I've even used hazelnuts before, and those are very good. If your family just doesn't like nuts, then leave them out. You know, add another fruit in, maybe those apricots that we said or mentioned before. I also like sometimes to add in diced apple, and I don't peel that apple. I just chop it up, and usually a Honeycrisp or a Granny Smith. Add it in here, and that is so good. All right, once I have those all in here, then I'm going to toss them together, and I'm telling you, this salad is pretty much done. All it needs now is that dressing that you're going to add to it, and again, I would wait until at least probably a couple of hours beforehand, before you're serving it, to add the dressing. But if you need to add it, you know, an hour more than that or whatever, please go ahead and do that. Make this easy on yourself. But this part you could easily do up the day ahead, set it in the refrigerator, and let it wait there for you. Again, I would wait on the nuts to add those in until shortly, probably about the time you're going to add the dressing in, and they'll be fine. All right, look at how easy that was. You could also, after you've dressed it, we sometimes like to add in mandarin oranges that have been drained. The kids love that, and it's a way to get them interested in eating the salad a little bit more. Shaved Parmesan is wonderful on it. Blue cheese crumbled up is wonderful, so is feta. And it's so variable that I really encourage you to do things that make your holiday, as the cook in your family, make it a little easier on yourself. You know, I used to think that every dish I put on the table had to be a new creation that year. And I found that by the time it got around to dinner, I was exhausted. And it was no fun for me. So I stopped doing that. And our dinners are simple. We try to get a favorite from everybody if possible. If not, it'll wait till the next year, the next time we're together, and that's fine. Another thing I like to add here are pomegranate seeds, and I failed to get those out, but they are wonderful to add in on with your cranberries, and they such a seasonal kind of thing, and they make such a pretty salad. Whether it's Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever holiday you might be celebrating, this salad is perfect for you. Shaved Brussels sprout salad with dried cranberries and almonds with pomegranate seeds and Parmesan. I'm telling you, it is a delectable, delectable salad. I hope you have the happiest of holidays and that you get to enjoy some time with your family and friends, however limited that might be. May it be blessed, may it be peaceful, and may it be enjoyable. And I hope you have just the greatest, greatest time this year with your happy holidays. Thank you for being here.